Hey you guys, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I'm heading out on vacation in just less than 2 hours. I'm so excited, but I thought I can squeeze in another layout. This most of this layout paper is from Island Escapes from Bella Boulevard. So I have ephemera. I have this. It did break a little bit. I can hide that when I glue it. Sunshine and Paradise for the title. I pulled some Kiwi Lane Templates to create maybe water and fun stuff like that. There's another swirly Kiwi Lane template and a shell. I think I'm going to make those happen. This is going to be a 2-page layout. I have the sticker sheet, another sticker sheet. This is a Island Escape sticker sheet. This is a general sticker sheet, but the colors totally match. So that's going to be perfect. And I have all these beautiful papers. I have no idea what my layout is going to look like. So I have 2 pieces of white cardstock and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of paper that have fronts and backs that are all great. There's some cut aparts here. I might look at those. So since I don't have a layout or sketch, let me go off and think about it. I'm going to come back to you when I have a plan. So I went off, I went to look at layouts, and I didn't find any. And I apologize, this is not the greatest. I didn't zoom out quite enough on this video. I was in a little bit of a hurry because I was about to leave. And so what I ended up thinking was that I would do 3 rows of templated strips across the top in the yellows to represent the sun, and 3 rows in the teals across the bottom to represent the ocean. And those would be sort of the frames of the page. So I ran out of time. I'll give you a heads up. I ran out of time before I went on vacation. So this, the base got done and then sat for 2 weeks while I went on vacation. So I did get back to it, and was really pleased when I got back to look at it and say, yes, this is working. So I'm just using my Kiwi Lane templates. They're really simple. You just lay them down. Usually you try and lay them down on the back so that you don't get the pencil lines. I confess I'm not always good about doing that, so sometimes I have to erase pencil lines. So here I'm just trying to vary the templates. So I've got this dark teal polka dot, and then this is a slightly different polka dot. There is also a plaid of this turquoise. I think I used the plaid as well. And so I'm just going to alternate those, vary those across the bottom. And I'm using this wavy template. I also will scruff up, distress the edges of all of these strips. I don't do that on camera. I don't believe, so that it sort of gives the appearance of whitewater or and the other nice thing about scruffing it up is if you have any imperfect scissor marks, both ink and scruffing will hide just about anything. So here's the plaid. So those, and so I'm doing 2 of each strip, trying to make them the same width, and then I'm just going to lay them out across the 2 pages. and that will connect the two pages together, both top and bottom. So had I not picked something with so many templated strips, I probably could have gotten this page done faster. But I'm really pleased with the way that it came out. So I'm using different templates, top and bottom, because I did want a little bit different look. So I'm trying to get things that look a little streakier instead of just the wave patterns. And I might have been able to be a little more efficient with these, but I think it came out fine, and I still have papers left. All right, so that's going to be one of the strips across the top. These Bella Boulevard papers are really neat. These sort of, we'll call them basics, different colors and two sides. So how I do this is I just lay down the first strip to get the second strip about the same width. And this one I'm just going to have to draw. I can't do my little trick. So I'm going to cut that out and then do another strip. So I'm getting 4 strips out of this piece of paper. So you see, even with all the fussy cutting, it does come together pretty fast. And if you were doing this for a one-page layout, it could totally work. If you don't have Kiwi Lane templates, alternatives are tearing, or if you have the old Creative Memories wavy trimmer, that would work as well. Or you could freehand some lines and cut them. So there are lots of options to get this same look and feel if you don't have these Kiwi Lane templates. But the thing I do like about the templates is you can lay them out and get a feel for how they're going to overlap and things like that. And you can adjust them. You can make them wider. If you don't like the width of it, you just draw one side and then shift it to draw the other side. Here I'm struggling a little bit with how do I make this the same but a little bit different, so without wasting too much paper. And the only thing I'm trying to do is make sure that where the two papers connect, that those strips start at the same spot, that they look like they are a single strip that connects across. And when they're irregular like this, that can be a little bit challenging. So I have all my strips here. I'm going to start laying them out. I apologize, you can't see the very bottom. And what I'm doing is the dark at the top because you get the better contrast. But I don't want the dots together, so I want the dark and then the plaid and then the dots on the bottom. And you'll see that in just a few minutes when I come back. So I just go about laying that out. I did do a rough layout with another piece of paper before I went on vacation, but I didn't get it filmed. So when I come back, I'm going to have sort of the roughed in layout done. So here you can see I'm just trying to line those up a little bit, and we'll do the top. I have to do some erasing on these strips because of the way I cut them. And I'm just trying to make sure I don't have gaps of the background paper, but that I'm getting I do have to fuss around with this quite a bit to figure out. And I like that look a lot. And I'm okay with these because they're not the same dots. And so now I need to figure out how to get them lined up. And that looks really good. So that's my base. And here I've come back and I have a much better zoom on this part. So I picked out that paper with the Montserrat leaves on it, or palm fronds on it, and I've sort of offset it a bit with probably 4 inches and 6 inches, or 6.5 inches. It might be a little bit more than that. It might be 5 and 7. And then I have the ephemera pack with some florals. And by the way, this is after vacation. So it sat like this with the photos matted. I matted the 2 smaller photos with the teal plaid and the 2 larger photos with the more solid yellow. So they're all, and then they all have a white frame as well. And I liked that balance, and those were the kind of the more solid colors. And then I liked that block of that patterned paper, since the others are all pretty simple. So here I'm just pulling stickers off the 2 different sticker sheets that I had. There's some little wordy bits on this one, which is Island Escapes. And I'm going to try and do 3 clusters. You can't see it yet, but I'm going to end up fussy cutting also some florals out of one of the pieces of paper that have flowers on it. And I thought, oh, I can't fussy cut that. There's too much overlap in the flowers. But there's not really, because the ephemera did not have halos around it, the ephemera that I picked anyway. And so I can cut the florals out of the paper without a halo, and it will work. And you can see I have that Kiwi Lane template right there on the side that I thought I could use as a journaling spot. These photos are from Cozumel, Mexico, and we took a private catamaran day for our whole family. It was super fun. The food, I have one picture of the lunch. It was this gorgeous lunch with grilled fish and guacamole and mango, and it was delicious. And we had drinks all day, mimosas, and the crew was very great taking care of us. We went out and played on the sandbar and snorkeled. It was a great, great day. I didn't get a ton of pictures because I was too busy playing in the water, but I have a few photos here, and I'm just trying to document the day for my daughter. This is for her senior album. I'm not trying to do every picture I took. So I'm thinking here, I'm going to when I go off to glue all of this down, I think I'm pretty close to done. I'm going to ink all the papers. It helps them stand out. It gives a little more dimension, and especially like on that shell, it needs to be inked to stand out against that white background. And then I think it will help on some of the florals as well. So here's where I'm like, okay, let's fussy cut some flowers out of this piece of paper. Because I didn't find enough florals that I really liked in the ephemera pack. I mean, there were a couple of different styles. So I was just sticking to these colors or this style. So I'm just playing around, trying to get to where I have at least 3 flowers for each cluster. And I am doing 3 clusters on here, so one far left, and then up by the title, and then down below. but that background paper is pretty busy, so I didn't feel I needed to layer a whole bunch of stuff on top of that. Now I did choose to do florals instead of shells because that's what was in the paper pack, but I also maybe could have done more shells and corals or snorkeling motifs or something like that. I did not do that. I may, who knows, I may go back and look at some little snorkeling stickers, but I'm happy with the way the page came out, honestly, so I'm going to probably leave it the way it is. So that's a rough idea of where I want everything, and I've stuck everything down. You can see I've inked everything so things stand out a little bit more, and I'm just doing some enamel dots. These are from an Echo Park, and I managed to use up some from the same, use them all from the same sheet. The colors were really, really close. And we're ready for some close-ups. So I am happy with this page. I like the layout. It's very simple, very adaptable to different things. Just 3 layers on the top, 3 layers on the bottom, and 4 photos. And you can make room for a lot more photos on this. You could do 3 on each page, different size photos and things like that. So it's a pretty adaptable layout. If you would like to scrap lift it, you are welcome to help me celebrate reaching 500 subscribers. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you are not currently subscribed. And we will see you soon for another project.